Hello and welcome to Howley Hall Golf Club in Leeds in the glorious sunshine, where today we're going to be testing the T-20 wedges from Mizuno. Ryan Rastall here for Golfshake.com, and as I've said, Mizuno's latest T20 wedges is what we're going to be looking at today. And don't forget, if you haven't already done so, hit that subscribe button. See loads more content from us here at Golfshake to help you play more and play better. So to start with, let's talk about the technology of these new wedges. Now, as you can see, I've got three very different finishes here. So the new wedge is available in the normal Satin Chrome, in this really nice blue colour which has been out for a few years, and also a finish that's ready to rust, so one that will rust over time, and it really suits that player that likes a rusty looking wedge really, which to be honest I've always gone for a raw finish wedge, so it's great to see that that option's in there as well. So technologically, Mizuno have changed the way that the wedges look a little bit. So the sort of lower lofted ones, the gap wedges and the pitching wedges, look a little bit kind of squarer when you sit them down behind the ball, and progressively get a bit more sort of teardropped and a bit more rounded as they get towards the higher lofted wedges. So that change in the shape helps to move centre of gravity up in the head and helps to maintain a nice consistent trajectory on all of your wedge shots. So when we see your higher lofted ones, the CG has been moved up the face a little bit more, just to really knock those flights down, stop them ballooning on you, which is what sometimes happens if technologies like this aren't employed. So the biggest thing is when you sit them behind the ball, Mizuno have done a lot of work in beveling the top edge of the wedges, because in order to move centre of gravity, you've got to move more mass essentially higher in the club face. And if you do that, your classic golfer and Mizuno player is not going to like the look of it, because it's going to look really chunky, really fat top line, which a lot of players absolutely hate. So what Mizuno have done to combat that is bevel the top edge of all the wedges, so it kind of slims it down a little bit, so you still get the technological advantage of moving that CG, but it also looks really nice behind the ball as well. So available in tons of different lofts, to suit all the different gapping that you might have in your set. But today we are going to be testing, we've got a 46 degree 6 bounce, we've got a 51 8 bounce in the blue, and we've got a 60 6 bounce in the raw finish. So we're going to be hitting a variety of different shots around the greens to really test these wedges out. Now, one of the really good technologies that it has is this HYDROFLOW grooving system in the face. So moving moisture away from the golf ball and away from the contact in order to really maximize spin from those shots that we get even in the rough and in wet conditions. So this is going to be perfect today because we've had quite a bit of rain in the last couple of weeks. So we should be able to put these through their paces really nicely and have a look at how they perform. So we've also got the grain flow forging that Mizuno are synonymous with, and that really just makes all the wedges really basically very specific in the way that they're forged, and also performance. It aligns all the grain in the metal there so that the consistency is there in every single wedge that leaves the Mizuno factory. So we'd be expecting great feel from these, fantastic performance with the technology that we've already spoken about. So let's go hit a few and see how we get on. So shape-wise, looks great behind the ball. This sort of anti-glare rust finish I think looks absolutely fantastic as well. Comes off the face nice. Like I say, I'm just more impressed with the sort of trajectory I'm getting. It's a much flatter trajectory than what I'd normally get with a 60 degree wedge, and you know, coming into the green there, it looks like it's got tons of spin on. I can't really see the bottom of the flag from this position, but be good to get up there and have a bit of a look at them. That one's a bit short, I think, a little bit fat off this wet fairway. Let's try another one. A bit better. Try a few out the bunker now. This sort of length of shot, we've got about a 30-yard bunker shot here, so it's a fairly lengthy one. I'd expect to see quite a bit of spin on these when they're landing, so let's have a bit of a look. A little bit of a heavy one, It's a pretty tough bunker shot, to be fair. I'm not making any excuses, but I'm going to have to be on my game to get one near the hole, I think, from here. Especially when you're hitting them as fat as that. Come on, see if we can get one out there all the way to the back. Wow, this is taking some shifting, this wet sand. Absolutely zipping back when it's hitting the green. Just can't get it back there far enough. Say, feels so good off the face, really soft, great contact on the ball. I'm just not a very good bunker player, obviously, but a 30-yard bunker shot is always going to be a tough one to play. But the flight, it's a nice low flight that the balls were coming out, and it wasn't a massive high towering shot with a 60 degree. So the actual feel off the face, the actual shot that I was hitting was nice as well. And like you could see on a few of them, even though they weren't the best bunker shots in the world, some serious spin on them as well. So we'll try a few little chip and runs with the 51 degree and see how that goes around the greens here. So that's landed right in a pitch mark and gone sideways. Feels really soft off the face when you're playing these little shots around the greens. Nice little bit of spin on them as well. A little bit of a thin one. That's better. Just get that little bit of spin and then a little bit of run out when it hits the ground as well. Like I say, feels really good off the club face. Nice consistent flight and consistent roll on them as well. So now we've hit a few with that lower lofted one, let's try a few with the 60. So it's probably not a club that you would probably hit from this position around the green with so much green to work with, but we'll try a few anyway. Still a nice bit of control when it's hitting the ground, not too much run out. Really good. Much flatter trajectory than what you'd expect as well, and loads of spin on that one when it's come in. So yeah, I mean, like I say, where you wouldn't probably hit a club like this from this position, but still feels really good off the face, nice and soft. Comes out with plenty of spin on it as well when it lands. Nice bit of stop on it. I like it. It really grabs on that first bounce and stops up, but great feeling wedges. They look great behind the ball and they perform really nicely as well. So yeah, definitely doing everything that they said they would. So we've hit some shots with all these wedges now into this green and around the green, played some bunker shots as well, and seen how they perform. And the thing I was most impressed with was when we got to the higher loft in the 60, I would normally expect the flight to really go very high and balloon on me a little bit. This didn't do that. It kind of flattened the flight out a little bit, which I quite like to see on my pitch shots, and it certainly helps me control the distance a little bit better. All of them had that premium feel you'd expect with a Mizuno, so buttery soft off the face. But yeah, the higher lofted one that I tried really impressed me. The others, great feeling wedges. The flights were exactly as I would expect to see from a pitching wedge and a gap wedge respectively. But yeah, the real higher lofted one and the way that you could still get plenty of spin from around the greens really shows that the technology they've put in the grooving and the micro grooves between the grooves there, getting the water away from the contact, is actually working. So it showed us on the green there. You'll have seen some of the shots I hit with quite a bit of spin on from a short distance. So they're definitely a wedge you should be going out there and trying, but as I always say, get custom fitted. Make sure you get the right lofts, the right grinds, the right bounces for you to really help you play your best golf. If you enjoyed that video, please give us a big thumbs up. If these are wedges you're looking at testing for next season or throughout the winter, let us know. If you've got any questions about them or about custom fitting in general, don't hesitate to ask. Hope you enjoyed the video and see you all very soon.